Welcome back. You're with Amira. This is Psychic Readings Live. We're going to do a live coffee cup reading for the collective, as well as some pre-orders and also your super chats. If you'd like to get your super chats in, first served. The bigger the donation, the more in depth the reading. The minimum is $5 USD per question per topic. So let's have a look and see what's going on, guys. Just also wanted to give you a little look at the candle still going for the new moon. The candle, this beautiful big earthy Taurian candle, is still going with the leaf. The leaf, it's a very big candle, so it's taking days and days to go down. So this is the candle for everybody, and I will be doing the wax reading when it does get down right to the end. And I'd just like to welcome any new people in. Welcome, welcome. Do a shout out on arrival, likes, and where you're from. Comments, likes. Okay. Let's have a look, everyone, what's happening. If you do want to donate offline, you can also do that through my website, AMIRA'S.com, and go to the donation page. There's Cash App, Venmo and Wise, as well as PayPal. Hi Nikki, how are you? Hi Mariana, how are you? Welcome, welcome. Welcome from Canada, welcome. Okay, so we're going to do first the coffee cup reading for the collective. And then we're going to go into the pre-orders. There's a couple of pre-orders, and then we'll do the your super chats as we go through the live today. So welcome everybody. Looks to me like there's a bit of a fishtail here, like mermaid's tail, a whale's tail. Yeah, there's a bit of a fishtail. That can be a magical and significant thing happening in and around the home. It can be also inner wisdom, inner knowledge, somebody becoming more educated in and around the home area, and also potentially money coming in around the home, because we could actually translate that into a big fish with this this fish jumping over here. And the saucer is the home or the family of origin, the home where you are, where you're at, what's coming in and around. There looks to be there's quite a lot of eyes here, so a lot of people might have eyes on you, evil eyes, or you are also trying to protect yourself from any evil eye at all times, and that is often the case. People might be jealous of your home, where you live, how you live, what's going on for you in the home. If you do see anything in the cup or saucer, you're most welcome to comment, and I will interpret it just for you if that is for you. Okay. There looks to me like there's a bit of a land mass here. Looks like a city skyline. Some of you might be moving somewhere where you have a city skyline, or you could actually have a skyline or a tree line. I am seeing that as a skyline or a tree line. So some of you might be going to a location, or you're in a location now where you can look out and see this beautiful skyline. It could also be somewhere closer to, excuse me, closer to the woods or the forest or the bush. And it might have been somewhere where there were bushfires as well. So maybe just be careful about that. Or there's some very nice kind of magical views happening in and around this location. Some of you might be thinking about having a nature change or moving into an area like near the countryside or a greener area. Or if you're in a green area, you might be thinking about going to a city area. So there could be a switch around with that. Okay, so let's have a look at the cup. Got a very, very, very smooth cup this time. Very, very smooth. Looks like it's smooth sailing. So when you get this nice line here. It can be something to do with distant shores, overseas, far away, travel, but it can also be just smooth sailing, things going very smoothly, moving on very nicely, very smoothly for some time. And then we have this this little thing going on here. Looks like a chain of events going on to me. One person sitting on top of the other, or it's like you're trying to have a balancing act. So some of you might be trying to juggle quite a few things, having a balancing act for some particular reason, juggling a number of different jobs or relationships or situations. And it will take one thing for everything to fall down, is what I'm seeing here. So maybe it's time to resort, your priorities, to simplify things, because we started off with a very simple cup. So maybe it's time to simplify things. Also got down here, it looks like there's two figures here, kind of cheek to cheek. Very strange looking people though. Very strange looking, kind of strange characters, or weird looking kind of fiction characters, you could say. Somebody's got very long hair, long dark hair. So there looks to me like there is a friendship blossoming, or there is a collaboration with a particular person, or a relationship blossoming here. But it looks to me like it's very close. It's very, very connected. And it could be a soulmate connection, whether it's platonic or otherwise. It could be a soulmate connection. Okay. So after this situation here is sorted out with this toppling effect, or this sitting on top of each other pyramid effect, like, things I think will start to flow, because we have this nice straight line here with a head on top. It's a chicken's head. So it could actually be that you get news about something that you've been waiting for. So it might be a question here of putting your affairs in order. So it could be your taxes, it could be your debts, it could be your family life, legalities, anything like that that might be imminent right now. It's saying to put everything in order, because afterwards things are just going to flow, and you'll get some very good news. You're going to reap some really good news about new harvest, new prosperity, new tools, is also what I'm feeling here with this cup. New directions to go in. A lot of you will be launching a new career, a new business, a new job. And this can play out for 3 months. I feel like the sooner you sort out the toppling effect, the better, because things will very soon after shift into alignment. There's an alignment shift here, and after that everything is smooth as well. So if you've been putting off dealing with something, it could actually be that it all starts to build up on top of each other. Okay, so the wish for the collective. What do we have underneath? It's a bit of a boomerang here, boomerang effect. Something coming back around. Okay. I am seeing a lady in a white dress. She looks like she's dancing. So I feel like there's celebration here with this situation. There's also a check mark or a tick. Looks a bit like Nike. So I feel like there's like something that you're going to tick off the box or check off the box. It's sort of like, okay, yes, we're going ahead with that. And then on the top here is an E initial, an M initial, and another bird here, which signifies news coming in. So some of you might get news about a marriage, news about a celebration, news about something positive happening. So there's a check mark here. So I feel like once this kind of situation is sorted out with the mounting one thing on top of the other effect, once that's sorted out, because sometimes you've just got to eliminate certain things and sort things out before things start moving, you know, in a peaceful direction. Yeah, in a peaceful direction. Okay. How is everybody going? Hi, Michi, how are you? Thank you for the Cash App, Michi, appreciate it. Did you get the message about the photo that you sent me? Oh, thanks, Nikki. Correct again. I was rehired in my full-time position. Excellent, excellent. Congratulations. Hi, it don't make sense, Amy. How are you? Yeah, you should check that. I'm going to pull some cards on it though, but just check it. Yeah, I had a very strong feeling about it just after I saw the photo. Okay, let's have a look and see. We've got a pre-order from Fabienne and Pisces Moon. Okay, Pisces Moon. Is the mold worth pursuing? I kind of feel like it might be too late. I feel like, I don't know if you've moved out yet or you're still there. These things can take time. I feel like you need to have a lot of evidence also for that situation. If you have a lot of evidence, like doctors' evidence, etc., then yes. But you might need a building inspector's evidence. You might need a lot of evidence. Is it worth pursuing? It's saying yes, but you really need to have, you really need to have a lot of evidence, and then it's going to be up to the landlord to pay you, and he might say, oh, doesn't have the money or something like that. I just feel like this landlord is sketchy, so I feel like, you know, he could have the apartment in an LLC or not under his name or something, and then say he doesn't have the money to pay. I do feel like you're coming full circle with this situation though. If it's easy and quick, I would say yes, go ahead, because the Knight of Swords is quick action. And if it's easy, the Queen of Rods is saying yes. But if it's not easy and quick, I just don't think it's worth going for, unless you get free advice or legal advice or free counsel or something like that. It's probably not worth your specific you know, effort and investment. Okay, now we'll have a look at Fabienne. Now Fabienne, you know, I feel like if your lawyer hasn't helped you with this condo association issue properly, I mean, did they they might have negotiated just like a small payment or something like that. But if they haven't been able to settle, and nobody there has been able to settle, somebody needs to do a class action. There needs to be a class action done. So maybe you're the one that needs to start the class action, like get a lawyer that is like pro bono or something to do a class action or something like that. The other thing you could do is to, I don't know, call somebody like the Ramsey show. I mean, they know all sorts of legal stuff to do with real estate and all of these issues. Get another opinion. If you can get a free opinion, that would be great. If you can make the very minimum payments, then that would probably be the best way to go. What's going to happen with this thing to do with Pisces? Man. Sorry, Fabienne. Okay, so it's causing everyone to have stress around money and budgeting, and it hasn't come up at a very good time. Things moving forward, I feel like something might have sorted itself out or be sorted out by July or in July, in the month of July. There's negligence on their part for not, you know, for keeping this so long and then putting this huge bill on people. There's a negligence here. So I would say try to get a pro bono lawyer to do a class action and get everybody on board. Yeah. I'm sure there's other people there that are not able to pay the bills up, you know, the condo fees either. So if somebody's not doing it, then maybe you have to do it, Fabiana. You've got business, you know, you're doing your MBA and your business degree. So I feel like you could do it. If you've got time, you probably don't have a lot of time, but I would say start the ball rolling. And maybe even take it to the mayor or something. Like take it to the mayor or take it to some sort of media or politician, something out in the media or something political. Yeah. Okay, now we've got Michi. No, I don't, you know, maybe you've got more healing to do with that subject. I don't know, Michi. I feel like, you know, there's people and people. Like, you had a very strong feeling about this guy. You had a gut feeling about it. I don't like the idea of your daughter riding in a taxi alone with him. No, I would say get a female driver. If you can get a female driver. I don't think he's done anything, but I feel like if he gets too comfortable, it could be a slow burn. Like could try to groom them, even though he may not be able to because you've kind of got your eyes on everything. He might try, and you don't really want them to be in that situation. Okay. And it might even happen with the two of them together. So I wouldn't even put both of them in the car with him. No. Okay. Yeah, I would get a female driver, somebody, you know, that you feel is a good one. You know, just get a female driver. Was that anything else to do with your question, Michi, today? Did you have another topic? What's going on with Michi? Somebody's going to come towards you, but you're not really interested in them. Yeah, I feel like they just have an attraction, or they're looking for some sort of physical attraction type of energy. You're going to spot it straight away. And they might come out of the blue when you're least expected. I mean, they might even approach you at a supermarket or something like that. Why is it that Walmart has the creeps that try to pick you up? Oh, I can't tell you how many times men used to approach me at Walmart. If I ever went to Walmart, it was an absolute nightmare. They get you down in the freezer aisle. Oh, gosh. Do you want me to do a card for this guy? Let's just see. For this driver. Thanks, everyone, for your donations. I'll get onto them right away. You go to Amazon Fresh. Is that a new store or something? I've never been there. I don't know. I think the guys in Walmart are trying to get women who have got the vouchers, the coupons. Okay, is this guy trustworthy, the driver? I don't think he is. I don't have a good idea about it. 90%, no. 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 Saying just trust your indecisiveness about it. And yeah, if it's a 50-50, it's no. Food stamp hunters, exactly. They're after the food stamps, yeah. Yep. Okay, so Amazon's opened a food store. Oh, okay. Hi, Mystique. How are you? Hi, Sadie. Hi, Blissful Oracle. Hi, Tammy. Tammy, I still can't get over that mechanical bull. That was a real vision, that one. That was like direct from Gary, you know. That was a very good confirmation. Confirmation of yeah, his existence. This is our new moon candle still going, guys. This new moon candle. Yeah, it's a slow burn, that one. But Taurus is slow, so let's just go with that. Billy Bob's. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And he showed me that the beer label or the Lone Star thing. Yeah, switch the chauffeur, yeah. Urban Cowboy, yeah. Okay, Tammy, so the college in San Antonio appears to be interested in you. They have been calling your references. Wow, that's interesting, because you really thought it was like a no. Maybe the person they had in mind didn't work out. Yeah. Maybe the person in mind didn't work out. Have they made you a financial offer yet? Because, or is it a set offer? I think it's going to come down to the money. You know, if they're going to make you a decent offer. And do you really want to go there after you kind of were thinking about going to Dallas? What's going on with the Dallas application? We're already in May. Happy May, everybody. Taurus season. This is going to be a lot better for a lot of people now that we're out of the bad energy, like a lot of the eclipses and dramatic plutonic north node, south node energies and things like that. We're kind of moving forward. So I like the Texas University. Yeah. Hi, Lorraine. How are you? Yeah, I like the Texas Women's University, but it doesn't mean that you can't go there either, you know. Maybe they'll come in at the 11th hour. Let's have a look and see. San Antonio, what's going on with San Antonio? Well, you're going to get glowing reviews, references. Your references are going to work for you, definitely. You've got a lot of experience and they do like that for whatever reason. There's a guy there that, I don't know if it's a principal or something like that. He likes you. He felt like you were a good selection for the faculty. I'm just thinking, do you like it though? Because you didn't like the vibes there that much. Can you see yourself working there? Because you don't want to walk into somewhere again that you don't particularly like the culture of the place. You know what I mean? Even though they might make you the offer that it might be, you know, interesting. The money's looking okay. You're not sure about it. Yeah. I would let this one play out because University of Tech. Let's see if the University of Texas is coming in. There's another guy coming in here that's going to make you an offer. University of Texas, is it going to come in? Looks like it's a slow yes. Hopefully they won't come in too late. But there's another offer coming in here. You're in two minds about it. There's a trip down memory lane. So that could be the trip down the memory lane to Dallas, because you have fond memories with Dallas and going out there and having fun and connecting, you know, with Gary, etc. You kind of feel like you don't want to make any decisions right now. You feel a bit stuck with it. The money is looking okay though, but you're kind of thinking that if you do go to San Antonio, you might not have the social connections that you have in Dallas, and also your daughter. I don't know. I kind of felt like those two doors closing, but it doesn't look like the second one is completely closed. I mean, why does the universe do this stuff? Okay, let's see. Why will they pick you, this San Antonio people? Why are they picking you? Why are they picking you? They know that you're a hard worker and you've got victory with what you've been doing in the past. They know that you're a solid bet and that they can get a win with you in that sense. I'm interested in Dallas. Like, why did Dallas just feel so good before? You know, the direction moved towards Dallas, and I felt like there were two strikes with San Antonio, especially the way that they told you to stop talking after 20 minutes, you know. I'm getting a name Peter, a P initial. I don't know, Gary's giving me a Peter. I wonder if you could, are you allowed to follow up with Dallas? What's going on with Dallas? That Knight of Pentacles, everything's up in the air. There is a contract for you in Dallas, though. There could even be a marriage for you in Dallas. You've got very fond memories of Dallas. It's like you already know where to live. You already know where you want to work. You already know where to go. You've got friends there. You've got family there. Will Dallas come through? You will hear from them. It's showing news. Hopefully it's positive news. You will hear from them. Yeah. It's like we keep getting pages, so I feel like it's too soon. I feel like things haven't matured properly. We need some more time for things to really mature. I feel like by Gemini season, around the 20th of May, things will start to really shift and be a lot clearer. But yes, if they're calling you references, are they going through the motions or what are they doing, you know? They could keep you as a backup option or something like that. Is the guy in San Antonio? Or is the guy in Dallas? I feel like he's more likely in Dallas. Is the guy in San Antonio? I don't know. I just get the feeling that you have more fun in Dallas. That's my feeling. I think a guy could be anywhere. Like you could meet a guy in Dallas and in San Antonio. I don't know. They're just taking their time. I feel it's too early. Why haven't they called you yet? Yeah. It's always last minute for your jobs. Yeah. I don't know what their issue is. But San Antonio, I feel like they're keeping you as an option. Yeah, thanks for that, Tammy. They might have another first choice, but they might not have success with it. Okay, let's have a look. It don't make sense. Amy, thanks for the 10. What is Mindy's deal with you? She is my co-worker and I don't know why she doesn't like me and always trying to create problems. Oh, okay. She's just a troublemaker, I feel. I feel like she's just a troublemaker. Jealousy, troublemaker. Look, co-workers, you know, they're not to be friends. You know, I've always said this from the beginning, especially in America. People are after your job. They're after whatever benefits you get. They're after, you know, a strategy to get into your position if they're in a position they don't want to be in. I wouldn't make friends at work. I would make friends outside of work. I feel like, yeah, this work thing, yeah, she's very, very jealous that you're very established there. She feels like you've got your cup full. You've got the Ace of Cups that flipped over. She feels like you've got everything that you want and need. You've got the whole circus and everything else. I don't know why I'm getting that. Yeah, everything else going on. She also feels you've got the Italian in your back pocket and everybody loves you. So she is jealous and she may feel like she's not as talented or as ambitious or something, you know, something going on. So, yeah, I wouldn't be friends with anybody like this at work, no. Unless they're mentors or people who are in a higher position. Okay, let's have a look at Blissful Oracle. Hi, Blissful Oracle, thanks for the 10. Oh, I'm sorry you had to close a store. Yeah, maybe just focus on the best store. feel like she's a troublemaker. Amy, a troublemaker, yeah. She could be a troublemaker behind your back. Blissful Oracle. Money, how's money looking? Okay. Had to close one store. You know, that's okay. You can always, if you need to, you can always open another store later on. But I think focusing on one big store and online stuff is really good for you. Yeah. Work smarter, not harder, that type of thing. I do feel like you're going to get some sort of business that involves a lot of shipping, or so you might work on your online business, online portal or business. I'm picking up Canada, actually. So I don't know if you're getting some consignments from Canada or something like that, sort of over borders. Could also be Mexico as well. Or shipping out to these places, shipping out to different locations. Work is still going to go. It's still going to go. Yeah. Just focus on one store. How many stores have you got now? Yeah, it's saying not to bite off more than you can chew, because it's going to be too much on your plate, and it can't, you know, you can't manage everything. You have two now. You might even consolidate into one really big one, before, you know, one really big one, or one that is, you know, very successful, and the location will be important. Yeah, I'm also seeing a storage facility. I feel like you might put some stuff in storage and sort of, you know, gradually bring stuff out. Or you might have something like a warehouse or a storage sale or something like that, where people come to like a warehouse or a storage like for one day, and they just buy stuff. Like a liquidation, just getting rid of stuff that you don't want or you don't feel is as important. But you can only be in one place at one time, so you need people that you trust. And if you don't trust anyone to manage your stores properly, then maybe just having one big one is the answer. So then you can keep more of an eye on it. You are going to work things out financially. It's going to balance out. There's a man giving you advice. It could be an accountant, a lawyer, something like that, a landlord, somebody. He might be giving you some sort of pass or some sort of victory, helping you become successful. He could come up with some sort of an idea. There is a judgment, an epiphany, an awakening going on, so you will come to some decision about this. Yeah, you could downsize. If you feel like it's the best thing to do, you might downsize and just go into one big place. You might have one sort of upscale store, and then you might have like a warehouse outlet sort of situation that you open like on a weekend or just occasionally. You know, social media is coming into it a lot, so I feel like that is going to be important. Okay. Hi, Heather. The minimum donation is only $5 USD, so you're most welcome to do a donation for a reading. Okay, energy exchange. Otherwise, free readings don't work. They don't. I have tried them, they don't work. Okay, you don't have another question, Michi? All right, let's have a look. Mystique, how are you, my dear? Welcome back. Should my daughters and I go on this trip to Ohio? Well, what is he going to do? Is he going to move to Ohio with you? If it's on his dime, well, you might want to go. Yeah, you might want to go. What is he looking at Ohio for? Is he needing to move because he doesn't have any money? Whatever you do, just don't get into intimate situation with this guy. You don't owe him anything. He's going to expect that. You don't owe him anything. I would stick to your guns, Mystique. I'd stick to your guns. Yep. Just tell him you're only interested in husbands, not boyfriends or flings. He might be somebody actually who wants to go into business with you. Yeah, in some capacity. I think he's got more money than he makes out. Geminis always have more money than what they appear to have. Trip to Ohio. Let's have a look. Is it in your zone of good places to live though? I don't know. Yeah, you're indecisive about it. You're in two minds. If you do go, you're going to be very cool, calm and collected, very detached. And there's somebody else coming in around you. Or he could be the emperor in the sense of trying to help you manage your life, trying to help you out in some way. What is he trying to do? Take you to Ohio and leave you there? You know, is he going to move to Ohio? Like, what's his deal? Why is he doing it? Ulterior motives, you know. I don't think Ohio is in your good energy zone for your particular astrology, because it's going further over. Yeah. You're still doing the Capricorn Nadir there. No, it's far. It's further over. Can't you pick somewhere else? Like get him to take you to New Orleans or something. Why Ohio? Get him to take you to New Orleans. Just get some places checked off the box. You know what I mean? Food stamp hunters, I like that. Oh gosh. Come down to you, Michi. Hi Sadie, how are you? Thanks for the 10. You had a dream about your deceased grandmother. Usually they're good dreams, but this dream I didn't feel right. I felt like she was trying to warn you of something. Okay. I felt like she was trying to warn you of something. Is there anything to worry about for Sadie? Is there something that you're worried about that she's popped up in your mind? That's a warning. I don't feel like she is trying to warn you about anything specific. I feel like she might be concerned about just you in general and worried about you. It could have just been her personality. She might have been, concerned about you in general, about your life. Why has this happened? Sadie. Managing your life, keeping on top of things. She could be worried about that. Keeping on top of things, finances. Wanting you to budget more, having too many options. Third parties. You could be kind of intuitively picking up on something that's going on around you that's not so much to do with you, but it's something to be aware of. Your subconscious mind. Yeah, I feel like it's your subconscious mind kind of concerned about something. I don't feel like it's a direct message from her, but I just feel like she's appeared just to show you that she's around you and that she's concerned about things. But you've got good cards. It might not be about you. I feel it's about someone else. So I think she's concerned about someone else. So it could be a family member, a partner, a distant relative, or something like that. A third party interference. Yeah, whether it's to do with relationship, you know, intimate relationship or not. Third party could be anybody that's interfering in your life or could be interfering. All right. Oh, okay. Recently stopped being friends with someone and have been feeling. Well, you know, these things can take a while to process, and it could be like a little bit like survivor's guilt, you know, that you've come out of this and you kind of feel guilty about it, but you've had to, you know, you've had to protect yourself for a reason. Okay. Let's have a look before we move forward at Michi before I forget. What's hidden in general, Michi? Okay, let's have a look. What's hidden in general? I feel don't trust your neighbours for some reason. I think they're two-faced in some capacity. Don't trust them at face value. There's an invitation coming to you. I feel like you're going to get some news in the mail about something that you're going to be very happy about. It could be a new grant or something of that nature. A government grant, a study grant, that type of thing. And it could be an invitation also to go somewhere at a distance. Somebody might invite you again to go somewhere fun. Could be near the water, it could be in Florida, but they might pay for your trip or something of that nature. I don't know if you've got any capacity of going there, especially with babysitting, unless you take everybody with you. If anything else comes up, I'll let you know, Mitchie. Okay, just take a very quick beverage break. If anyone needs to get a beverage, go ahead and do that of your choice. Be back in a minute. Oh, you wish you had a business degree, Goddess 33. Well, maybe you will have some sort of business degree in the end, yeah. Or go about your business in a sense of getting the right help. Okay, we're back. All right. Let's have a look, everyone. Okay. Yes, I turned the sound off for our beverage break. Okay, let's have a look and see what's going on. Hi, DN Spy. The minimum donation is $5, but I will answer your question. Okay, let's have a look. Faye, how are you, Faye? Welcome back. Okay, career predictions. Let's have a look, Faye. Why am I getting you working at a university or something like that? School or a university? Other opportunities for Faye, what would they be? Other opportunities for Faye, what would they be? Let's have a look. Yeah, I feel like you might work at a school. Maybe it's time to have a look at that. Faye. Definitely cycles and changes. So something's moving and changing. Yes. You're going to hear about news and messages. I think it might be time to put out your resume. And you will get a invitation for an interview at least. If you really want to work at a school, go for it. You have female energy and spirit, or it could be just saying the longer you stay there, that the sadder you're going to get. It's going to be a sad, you feel sad there. Sad situation as a consequence of staying where you are. But if you've been there a year, that's a good run and okay on your resume. So I feel like you could easily go somewhere else now. So changes in the air, Faye. I feel it's a good time to change. Okay, D inspired. When is this? You're going to hear from this guy. Jay said you will hear from me when. Okay, let's have a look. When is D inspired going to be contacted from Jay by Jay? May, June, July. July's looking like a contact. August. Looks like July. If you're wanting to wait until July to hear from this guy, otherwise maybe just pick up your suitcase and move on. That's what I'm seeing. Suitcase moving on. Okay, the school year is ending and my school district sent out an online survey asking for feedback. What are teachers writing about the new principal? Good or bad comments? Will she stay another year? Ah, the district. The district. Will the school principal stay another year? Yes or no? It's a bit of a 50-50 with her. There's some people that like her and some people who don't. Some people who are not even going to do the survey. Are they obliged to do the survey? Usually people who do surveys are the ones that don't like the situation, service or whatever it might be. So there might not be enough criteria for the district to make a decision about her. Let's just have a look. She might be asked to go, but she might not go. I don't know why or how. But I don't think that she's going to get the best reviews. But for some reason, I feel like she's going to stay. Yeah. Don't know why that is, Tammy, but it is a strange situation. Hi, Nancy. How are you? Welcome. Do a shout out where you're from. Do a shout out where you're from, D Inspired. Okay. Mystique. All right. There's a dispatcher at your job always seems to purposely speak in a condescending, antagonizing way with you. What's her problem? Okay. I feel like she's like that with most people, unless she has her favorites. I feel like she's just regularly like that. I think the baseline with her has been pretty much the same. If it's been the same with you, I feel like it's been the same. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's just her disposition. I feel like she doesn't have anything specifically with you for whatever reason. I don't think she's got any specific issues. I don't know. I'm just getting that mystique. Thank you. All right. You told Jim you're not happy in the connection. Connection now. I don't think we're compatible. What's he up to with me? Anything hidden? He says he's planning a trip out with his son this weekend. Look, this guy is not worth your time and energy to be even thinking about him. So what if he's taking his son out? So what? You know, like that's his main priority. This guy's got way too much baggage. He's got 2 or 3 businesses. He's got a son that needs disability care. Yeah, so look, he doesn't have any, he's not the picture perfect guy for you. He's just not. So I wouldn't be engaging with him. I wouldn't be speaking to him. You know, these guys, you've got to block and delete the mystique. Otherwise, they're going to keep on playing in your mind around and around and around. You know, he's not. And the only thing you need to ask them is what are you offering me right now? And if they can't answer that question and deliver, then you just don't bother with them. The perfect question is, what are you offering me right now? And the same goes for the Gemini. Like, what is he offering you? He's offering you a trip to Ohio, but you don't even really want to go to Ohio, you know? Blocks. Look, these guys are blocking you. You're the brunette female. These guys are blocking you. You've got other things to worry about, bigger fish to fry, and other things to be thinking about, money, etc. You've got money here. Spiritual stuff, spiritual growth, fun times. You know, you feel heartbroken by some of these people, but you've just got to move on. Got to block and delete these guys. Control, saying control and communication. Control your communication access to these people. Don't worry about this guy, Jay. He's not doing anything other than what he's already been doing, which is you know, looking after his son and his businesses. He doesn't have anything to offer anyone. Nothing. Okay, let's have a look at don't make sense, Amy. Any spirit watching over me or helping? Because sometimes I feel like something is or someone is behind the scene helping, guiding you. Okay. I feel like there's a lot of people who pray for you from your family of origin, home country. There's a lady in white. She could have been a magic lady or somebody who did rituals or dancing, an older lady wearing a long white kind of robe or gown, kind of made out of cotton or something like that. So I feel like you've got definitely protection from ancestors, spirit ancestors, and also guides in spirit that are helping you move forward. Yeah, she's dancing barefoot on the ground, and it's in a rural setting. She comes from a long line of magic ladies. She's just giving me that word, but I know it means, you know, it's something else. Like a witch doctor for the male side, but she's on the other side. She's got a lot of healing energy. She looks over babies in women in fertile condition. She looks over babies and unborn babies. She could be an Orisha or some sort of ascended master or something as well. There's a bit of yellow there coming into play. I don't know what the yellow is, a yellow candle or something like that. But it's mainly white. She's definitely giving you protection. There's a lot of protection with this entity or woman. If you knew who she was, then you know. And she could be in and around your family as well. Your family might bring her in. They might be praying to her or giving some sort of blessing to her, or donations or sacrifices or candles or something like that. They might have something set up for her, whatever she might be, whoever she might be. She kind of reminds me a bit of the Cuban. The Cubans are into those ones that they all wear white. I've forgotten the name of it. You've got 2222. Yeah. Well, you can also get, you can ask for a specific sign, like say, I want to see a pink elephant in 24 hours. Oh, Santeria, that's it, Michi, thank you. Yeah, you could say, I want to see a pink elephant in 24 hours to verify something, like have the verification clear in your mind. And these things can come about, a blue dolphin or a pink elephant or a mermaid or something. These things can come about like in a magazine, on television, pop up online, in person, on a sign somewhere when you're driving, by surprise, when you're least expected, unexpected signs and symbols. So ask Spirit, if you know who they are, if you want to get a confirmation it is so and so, or a specific thing. Okay, all right. Let's have a look at Mystique. Had a dream earlier this week I was cheating on Jay and my ex-Virgo kid's father and John. Can't take us, so he left. What do you mean? Can't take us, so he left? Sounds like Yamaya. It could be. He couldn't take the fact that he saw us cheating, so he left you. I think what this dream means, I just had to reread it, Misty. I don't think you want to be with John. Yeah, I don't think you want to be with John. I think that you want a husband. The Virgo was a husband material. You want a husband. You don't want Johns in your life. You know what I mean? You don't want Johns. These random men with, baggage and stuff. You don't. Yeah, you really don't want him. So I feel like your subconscious mind was kind of like creating that dream to show you, to give you an out, to give you a, you know, like a way out. You know, you just wanted to get out of this situation. You already told him as well that you don't want him. So, you know, you're not compatible. He's got nothing, he's not offering you anything, and he's got nothing to offer. Hi, D Inspired, how are you? We did another question, same question as the last one. Do you want another one? A different question? He's coming on the 4th of July. Okay. All right. Hi, TP. How are you? Welcome from Canada. Look, there's a weird thing with neighbours. Sometimes, you know, people have karma with neighbours. I know that I do. I've been harassed by 3 neighbours, you know, over the last week or 2. Yeah, about parking situations. Yeah, so, you know, and it's none of their business and they've got no right to do it. And from this moment forward, I'm going to be calling the police if I get any more neighbours coming up to me and asking me about parking. You find their behaviour quite unusual. What's your neighbour's daughter and her husband coming? I think they find you unusual as well. I think they find you, you know, acting unusually as well. Yeah. I think you, Mars in the 5th, karma with neighbours. Yeah, well, I've got Uranus and Pluto in the 3rd house, and the Moon and Venus. Yeah, and it's all in Virgo, which is, oh, except for the Moon's in Leo, but the rest's in Virgo. So it's really painful, you know. Yeah, it's either neighbours or siblings. Yeah, siblings have been and gone in my life, so that's a good thing. But neighbours take their place. The only way you can get around the neighbour thing, I've noticed, is that when I'm married or in a de facto relationship, when I'm living with someone. Yeah, like my fiance. That's when things get sorted out, when neighbours behave themselves. Sometimes when you're single and you're living alone, TP, they just look at you weird and they think that you're fair game, that they can have a go at you, you know. They think you're fair game, so they can just have a go at you. Yeah. So, you know, it's not unusual, you know, and the older you get, the more people look at you strange. You know, they're wondering why you don't have a lover or a boyfriend or a husband. They're wondering what you're doing. They've got nothing better to do than, you know, gossip about you. They might think that you know, you're strange. They might think about, you know, children or pregnancy. They might even think that you've got a lot of money too. Yeah. Because you're quite a quiet person, that they don't know what to make of you, so they're just making up stories in their mind. Yeah. But sometimes the only way around the whole neighbour thing is either to live in a really lucky number, like a really good house lucky number, an individual home, or with somebody. Yeah, older and single people make judgments. Exactly, TP, exactly. Yeah. Hi, Sonali Thakur. How are you? Thank you, thank you. What's coming towards you in love, single? What's coming towards you in love, single? Have you had any marriage proposals? There could be somebody young that has their eye on you. What do I mean by children? That you don't have kids. Or where are you kids? Yeah, that sort of thing. There's a young man, young vibe coming in around you. Sonali, there's a young vibe. You know, if you're in a culture where you need to have proposals, you've got to try to get proposals on the board, you know. Something here to do with a dowry or to do with a finances. Something to do with finances or a dowry. There could be, you know, somebody who is young or around your age who wants to have a relationship. Okay, at work you might have somebody who is married who wants to have an affair. So just avoid that. Look, if you go out looking for men without marriage being the only objective, you're going to attract men who want to have an affair. Okay. So you have to be very specific about what you want. You don't want love, you want either a marriage or nothing, you know. Okay. Hi, Tammy. Thanks for the 20. And the minimum donation per question is $5 US or equivalent, Sonali. So just letting you know. Texas Tammy. Card for each month, May to December. Let's do the coffee cup oracle. Yeah, things are still up in the air, aren't they, Tammy? Like, things are still up in the air. It looks to me, Mystique, just popping back to Mystique, that you and your daughter have different ideas about businesses and direction and living states where you want to live. You know, your daughter has, you know, these Tennessees and Ohios in her mind, and you've got other things in your mind. You have to make your mind up about where you want to be and get set on that, you know, but you've got other things to sort out first, you know, the basic things to sort out. You know, he might, you know, want to help your daughter just out of the goodness of his heart or whatever, but I feel like he's going to want some sort of compensation for it. Yeah. So if your daughter wants to go for herself, for her business, then maybe go, but you know, you're kind of just pointing a stick at anything that's moving type of thing. It's like men who just point sticks at any woman who's moving and has a go at it, you know. You kind of just very directionless still. Yeah. And there's basic things that need to be sorted out. Health first, money second, and making a decision about exactly where you want to do something and where and what. And if you're going to do Airbnbs, why would you do them in Ohio? You know, what's in Ohio that people go to, you know, go to visit. You know, you want to do it somewhere where there is a demand for Airbnbs, like Nashville, New Orleans, Florida, Orlando, you know, tourist destinations. What's in Ohio? Yeah, you've told her that, but you know, she has her own mind. She's an Aries. She's going to do what she feels like she wants to do. You have to work out what you want to do. You don't tell her like Florida. You just work out what you want to do. I wouldn't, you know, try to work out what your daughter should do. I think you should work out what you need to do. Yeah. And this guy should take you to Louisiana if you're going to go anywhere. Yeah. Tammy, 12 months. Oh, 6 months. Oh, let's just see what happens 6 months. We might do 6, we might do 12. All right. Thank you, Tammy, for the 20. Let's have a look. Tammy. What's coming up for Tammy from May? Okay. Magic curse witch. Maybe you've got to weave some magic, Tammy. Get very, very intentional about what you want as well. It could be that by the end of the month, you'll decide exactly where you want to be and where you want to go and focus on that. I know that you want to keep your options open, but I do feel like you'll have some sort of a manifesting the best thing possible. I think it's manifesting the best thing possible is May. June, you've got the key. So it could be the key to a new classroom. It could be the key to a new accommodation, unlocking a new pathway, unlocking a gift. July, you've got abundance and luck with the fish. So I feel like also if you want something, a position with a certain amount of money, that has to come into the manifestation with the witch. You know, you're not going to just go for anything. You're going to go for something that has the finances and maybe prestige attached to it. Maybe you want to work in a college, not a school, that type of thing. I feel like you're going to get what you want July, August. Yeah, I feel like you're going to get what you want July, August. September, October, changes and fears. So you might be feeling a little bit skittish and kind of like, oh, this is new and what am I going to do? And I've got to, you know, work everything out. And that could be your daughter's pregnant as well in September. Cycles and chains. If she gets pregnant, you're going to want to be close to her, I feel like you're very close. And she's going to want you there. Yeah. There's a man coming in around you in November. So it could be after this change. You've got big changes this year. You've got 2 change cards. Big changes. And you feel like by the end of the year, you've overcome a big achievement or challenge. So you feel like you've kind of made the grade, made the situation. The whale is the wisdom keeper. January, February. You're going to tap into your resources and your knowledge to manifest and create more abundance in your life and more money. So you're going to do something that is more along the lines of doing the smart thing. I think it's another one, working smarter, not harder. It could also be something to do with investments, 401ks, properties, rentals, etc. There's definitely romance here for you. Anytime from you know, the fall season onwards is good romance. I feel like once you've changed and moved and you definitely decide where you want to be, or where you're going to be, what's going to happen. I feel like things are just going to flow from there, financially as well as romantically. Yeah. Let's clarify this guy. Yeah, you hope a job offer comes from Dallas. Yeah, because if you're in San Antonio, your daughter gets pregnant, she's going to go, Mum, I want you to be with me. Yeah, you got the wife engagement here. There's definitely a man coming in. We'll just leave it up to destiny where you're meant to be. But if you want to be close to family, close to your children, grandchildren, I think being a grandmother would be great. I think having a grandchild would be better than having a child, to be honest. Yeah, because you're just less concerned about them. There could be a male here who comes into your life who's come into an inheritance. He's mature. He might help you in some way, streamline some financial thing that you're trying to do. It could be to do with how, you know, properties or something like that. Not to say that you can't do it because you have a background in finance or accounting. Yeah, but this man, he looks like he is established and he looks like he's got time on his hands. And look, if Jim's boring and he's not doing anything and he's not adding value to your life and he's just doing his yard work, you know, then that doesn't really leave you with much excitement. You want to have fun, you want to go out, you want to have romance, you want to do things. You kind of want somebody who is a mover and a shaker and somebody who knows, you know, who's still got some sort of finger in the pie ambition that's not burnt out. I feel like you could actually meet somebody who has a similar background to you, like they have an, you know, an inheritance coming, or that's already come, that's quite big, like a beautiful home, historical home. That kind of rings a bell. Yeah, and it doesn't matter what city it's in, it's going to happen wherever you happen to be. Yep, so I would just keep on going, Tammy. The job thing, the job and the move thing is the next thing that's going to play out nicely. Yeah, you need more excitement in yard work. And the problem is with men who retire and they're burnt out and they retire and they've got nothing else to do. They often have health issues and they die quite young. So you don't want that, you know. You don't want that. Yeah. And men who have better things to do, hire a gardener. I mean, how much is a landscaper? You know, $50 an hour at the most. I know in Australia it's like 70 Australian, which is about 45 US. And that's a really professional landscaper who does everything, hedging, trimming, everything. You know, some people like gardening because they like gardening, but if he's just doing yard work, like raking and mowing and trimming, it's not really growing anything. It's just maintaining. Your last marriage, you hired yard maintenance. Yeah, exactly. You've got other things to do. You might want to go to the races. You might want to go, you know, dancing. You might want to go to a rodeo or something, or do other sorts of hobbies. Even men who play golf, you know, they're not going to do yard work. Yeah, very rarely anyway. Okay, let's have a look and see. Who is the loyal person in your life currently or coming in the future? Okay, that's a good question. That's a good question. Amy. Who's Amy? Who's Amy? We know who you are, but who's Amy? Why did you change your name? Who's a loyal person in your life currently or coming in the future? Let's have a look. There's a twin flame energy here, which could be karmic. Okay, so you might feel very torn and tied to somebody who is a karmic link, but it's only for spiritual alignment, and you don't have to kind of go there, if you know what I mean. You don't have to go there. Okay. Friendship. Obstacles. So somebody wants an open relationship. I'm wondering if it's the Italian. Who is the loyal person in your life currently? You could have a loyal friend, somebody who's a friend. They could want friends with benefits or something like that. But underneath, you've got a new love. So if you're tying your energy up with somebody, you've got to get the Italian guy to make you an offer, you know. Get him to take you to Italy or something, or to take you to Africa or something. Get him to take you somewhere and do something. Yeah. And if he can't do that or won't do that, then you've got your answer, you know. He helps you with other people's money, which is through the company that you work for, but he's not helping you, you know, with other people's time and money. But is he helping you from his pocket? You know, is he investing in you? You know, he's got to do something to prove himself, I feel. And I think you have to be pretty straight up with him. I mean, you might be worried about your position, but I think, you know, if he's like that, he, you know, that's what he's going to do anyway. What would some pretty good cities for my daughter to start Airbnb businesses? Well, we'd have to look at her astrology individually from yours and see. Why am I getting Cincinnati? Cincinnati. Is Cincinnati a destination? I think it is, isn't it? I'm also getting an image. This came through before and I didn't say anything. Dolly Parton's Dolly show. You know, where does Dolly Parton have her theme parks? Is it in Nashville? It's in Tennessee, Dollywood, in Knoxville. There's pockets of things going on over there, you know. She's also got to work out what sort of cultural environment she wants to live in as well. We would have to have a look at her astrology, I would say, and that will reveal quite a lot, Mystique. You know, even though you mentioned Vegas and Louisiana to her, she kind of goes in different directions, and Aries are very headstrong, so they're going to go off somewhere in a direction that they want to go in. You feel like you don't have much time. Okay, let's see if we get any visuals for your daughter in the way of her birth time should be on her birth certificate. Most people in America have their birth time on their birth certificate. Let's see if we get any visuals. I don't know if this boyfriend of hers has got ideas with her. She might be doing something with a boyfriend or a partner, unless you're the partner. Somewhere old that has charm or close to family. I don't know. Your family's where you are, and somewhere sunny, or somewhere where she can get married. She might end up getting married to her partner, boyfriend, and doing something with him. So I wouldn't put all your eggs into one basket. If she's got ideas about what she wants to do, then she's going to do it. Just focus on yourself, Misty. Focused on yourself. 6 months, what to look forward to. Okay, let's do the coffee cup. Oh, you're going to grab it. You're going to see where it is. Yeah, well, you know, she might marry this guy. Yeah, she might, if he's a good one, she might marry this guy. So she might end up doing something with him. You might go down to Alabama for the summer and just work on which state to move to over summer. Okay. Did you call the Ramsey show about all of the business ideas and debts and things to do with your mother? And your credit score and everything? I would call them and they'll give you a definite plan of what you need to do. One step at a time. And they can also tell you about Airbnbs. They probably already know what works, you know, what works and what doesn't. Okay. Mystic, 6 months to look forward to. Let's have a look. Yeah, there's a lot of tips on the show that you can tune into, that's for sure. What to look forward to. Well, maybe it's your health you need to look out for, Mystic, because you've only got 2 bus runs a day, haven't you? Ah. Why are you working so many hours? Doing what? Six months. Okay. Your mother's going to act up again. You got approved. Thanks, TP, you too. Well, you will have a change, I feel, in June. That's for sure. If I was you, Mystique, I would get a small studio in your city and just go and do, you know, or a city where you get a little job, like a little, you know, shuttle job or something, like for a hotel, an airport hotel, and just go and work there for the summer. Get a little room somewhere and just do that. Go somewhere where you want to go, or stay in the current state you're in, and get out of your parents' house. Your father's going to act up again as well. He's going to start to get greedy, I feel, in July. They're going to start putting pressure on you. They're either going to they're going to ask you to leave. I'm sorry, you asked for good things, but sometimes a blessing is in disguise. It might give you the push to just get out of there. August, I feel like things are really moving in a better direction. And money is looking a lot better October, November. And you've got more opportunities popping in around from December onwards. There's more opportunities popping in. And yeah, you've got good money coming in. I would get out of where you are. Just go into a small room somewhere, you know, a share or a small studio where you can just get into your own energy. Just get into your own space, your own energy, you know, without taking your daughter. You don't need to worry about her, you know. She's got a boyfriend, she's got whatever she's got. Just get into your own energy and work out what is it that Mystique wants. Yeah, well, you know, your father's problem is not your problem. They cut you off for 2 weeks after they... Try to get an agent, like an agent that deals with all insurance. They'll find you a good deal somewhere. Oh, they cut, but you're trying to get Medicaid. Yeah, we'll try again. Get a job in a different state first, like a seasonal job, and just go and do that. There's a lot of seasonal jobs, and you've got your bus license, so you could easily do that. Like an airport shuttle or something, a hotel airport shuttle, anything like that. Hi, Lorraine, how are you? Okay, Jafari asked you on another... Will he ask you on another date? He kissed you twice, but he said he's not ready because of school and money. Look, if a guy says they're not ready, just listen to what's coming out of their mouths. You can't switch a guy's mind around. If he's not ready, he's not ready. And they put that there to create a thing where you lower your expectations and your standards. They want you to lower your standards, so you just end up, you know, folding for them, and then, you know, and they don't have to do anything. They don't have to take you out. They don't have to do anything. You should be going for much older men, Lorraine. He's got school and money issues. Why are you going for these young guys who don't have anything? You need to go for someone at least 5 years older. How does he feel about you? I think he likes you a lot. I'm getting the word jockey, but I'm seeing hockey stick. Why am I seeing a hockey stick? You might meet somebody at the hockey, ice hockey, or somebody who plays ice hockey. And these guys play ice hockey like up to like, I don't know, 35, 40. You might get somebody who's very passionate about ice hockey. Might take you to a game. That would be fun. No, I wouldn't worry about this guy. You're going to meet somebody else, the King of Pentacles. Somebody else, somebody who's got money, who's established, who's mature. I don't know how old you are, but you're in your 20s, but I don't know, someone in their like 35. Somebody who wants marriage and children. You know, you've got to be going for husband material, not these young dudes that have just got all the swag going on. You know, and the sex appeal and the charm and the looks, and they look good. Why are you going for these young guys? You need an older guy. I'm seeing a guy that lives in a beautiful home with lots of glass. I don't know why I'm getting that. Modern. Modern, modern, modern. You know, it doesn't matter if this guy likes you or he doesn't. You know, he's got nothing to offer. Like, why waste your time? Why waste your time with this person? No, I would expand your horizons, go big and go large. Yeah, you're going to get what you want. If you do that, you'll get what you want. You get what you want. Could even be somebody in your building. Is there anyone in your building? Or meeting somebody while you travel. Yeah, you got the King of Pentacles keeps coming up. So somebody older, wiser. I don't know, I'm getting Italian kind of background or Latin background. Somebody mixed. You could be dark hair, fair skin. Just keep your eye out for somebody new. You know, don't waste your youth on the wrong men. That's all I can say. Don't waste your youth on the wrong men. And an older guy will help you do whatever you need done. Physically, business-wise, anything. It's time to shop for a husband, Lorraine. Shop for a husband, not these young dudes, you know, that have all the chemistry. No, no, no. You don't want that. So nothing came through, Mystique, with the shuttles in Vegas. We'll try a different city. Try all cities. Try Nashville. Try New Orleans. Try all these cities. Arkansas. Arkansas is a bit backward. What's going on? Who goes to Arkansas? Nobody, unless they're studying there. No. But the property's cheap. Cheaper. Nothing's cheap, I don't think, anymore. Get a job first. You've got to look after your physical health. Physical health comes first. Call an agent and get them to give you a quote for the best for low income people. Get them to give you a good quote. I'm not sure why you're working so many hours, Mystique. What do you can't be driving all of that time. For school buses, it's only twice a day, isn't it? Two runs. Well, Alabama is somewhere people do go for the, the season, but I don't know how, if it's really big on hotels. There's more Airbnbs down there. Yeah, and it's a bit sketchy in certain parts. I don't know. I don't know if you'll get a job down there. Okay, Amy's back. What could possibly happen between you and the Italian? Okay, let's have a look. Oh, okay, you're driving all day. Ah. Oh, okay. You don't have any bills, Mystique, though. You've already paid off your car. You don't have any rent, really. You should be saving money, saving. You shouldn't be looking after your parents. Or your son. Why don't you get your your ex-husband to look after your son? I mean, all of this should not be falling on you. Yeah, I would call the Ramsey show and get everything squared away, sorted out. Yeah. Okay, let's have a look at Amy's question about the Italian. I feel with the Italian, he's playing games. I feel you've got to dictate to him what you expect and what you want. Put him in position, in line. Yeah, travel keeps coming up. This guy's going to go somewhere. I don't know if he's going home to his home country. There's a new love coming in, fun times. He could be out looking for new people, new relationships, fun times. Tell him to take you with him to Italy or something. That's what I would do. Fun times, new love, fun times. Hi, Divine Goddess. How are you, my dear? Minimum donation is $5 USD for one question, one topic. Yeah, he's traveling. He's going home to see his parents or whatever. He's coming back tomorrow from Italy. Okay, well, that makes sense. He goes off and does his own thing, but what is he doing for you? He could be just playing the field while he's out there doing whatever he's doing. New love. He probably thinks, oh, you've got a child, you're not really going anywhere, doing much. So start getting busy. Start getting busy. He's definitely going to, there's definitely changes or things going on in the career, in the job situation. He could help you still there or use that as leverage to be involved with you in some way. There is a possibility here, if you push him, it could lead to an engagement. But, it seems to me that he's more interested in just having you at work, like a work wife, that type of thing. He might give you more money at work as well. I wouldn't take him seriously at all, Cicely, until, you know, you have a sit down with him. And he might be chatting with you while he's traveling, but what is he doing when he's at home? Is he taking you out? He wants to meet your son. He wants to do this. He wants to do that. Well, tell him, well, what are you offering me? What are your intentions? What are you doing? Yeah, I wouldn't be involved with this guy at all unless he's giving you something tangible, proposals. Look, Mystique, there's too many issues around you and your family. I'd get out of the whole family dynamic if I was you. All right, Divine Goddess, how are you, my dear? Welcome, welcome. Do a shout out where you're from. A like on arrival. Any last calls, anybody? Anyone wants to do a super chat? I keep the last calls open for some time so people can get their last calls in. It's about boundaries, Mystique. You've got to get away from your family, you know, and stop helping them all. You need to help yourself first. You're not going to come out of this on top if you keep helping everybody. You know, your children are not your responsibility. They're all adults. You're not getting benefits from them. You're not getting child support. You know, if they're being threatened by whoever, well, you know, they can deal with it. You know, they can get a restraining order, they can go to the police, they can do a number of different things. Yeah, look, we've been through all of this before. I'm not sure what your former therapist said to you about this, but I think your main issue is your family, relationships, and boundaries. Just tell him you don't have any money. Yeah. You'd be better off renting a room for that money and having peace of mind and not having to pay for children, sons, daughters, and parents and anything else that's going on. Hi, Lorraine, 12-month reading. Do you have a specific deck you'd like to use? What if you just left your daughter there and just went off by yourself? You don't have to rescue and caretake everybody. Use that information to move, says Michi. You telling us straight, Michi, telling us straight, yeah. Okay, let's have a look, Lorraine. We've got the Love Oracle for Lorraine, specific deck, requested 12-month reading for love and money. Let's have a look, Lorraine. You just got to stop thinking about everything so much, Mystique, and start deciding and then acting. And with all of these people around you who are taking your energy, it's very difficult. That's why I said go and rent a room somewhere. You know the city that you're living in, you know people. You can get another job there over the summertime. Just keep a low profile. Okay. No more handouts for anybody. Let's have a look and see 12-month reading. Yeah, exactly, about your daughter. Yeah, just leave her there. She can have the room, and your parents will be sorted out by your sisters. It's not your responsibility. 12-month reading, love and money, Lorraine. Let's check. Month reading, love and money. Okay, Lorraine, you've got the home. You're looking at the home. You're looking at what you're doing about the home, real estate, property. You're sorting that out. That's going to be sorted out, I feel, sooner than later. You're going through a revamp. You're going to be looking better and feeling better, I feel, in June. You're going to have a new spring in your step. You might be doing selling some clothes or selling some stuff or eBaying stuff or putting stuff on consignment. I don't know. You're doing a wardrobe shift. You could be going through some sort of physical transformation. You might have clothes that are too big for you or something like that, and you're getting rid of stuff you're no longer using, kind of consolidating stuff, downsizing, getting rid of clutter. Jewelry I'm seeing as well. Okay. You might feel like you've taken on some sort of responsibility in July that might make you feel a bit stuck. I don't know if it's a summer program or something that's making you feel a bit stuck, but you're going to get through it. In August, you've got offers coming in, good offers coming in. Yeah, good offers coming in, love and money, love and work, money, career. There will be a past love circling back around in September or around the summer season that could rear their head, but very, very shortly or around the same time, September, October. So around the fall, kind of, you're going to have a new love pop into your life. So it could be around the same time. You've got a new love coming in. For some reason, I feel like you're going to get things sorted out to do with your money, finance, living situation, things like that over the summer. Then you've got new opportunities coming in for love, romance towards the end of the summer, I'm feeling, or maybe August onwards. Time is a little flexible here. You've got a nice courting man coming in. You might do something different to your hair as well, or come the winter time, you might be wearing wigs or doing a different hairstyle, hair color, hairdo. And then in January, thinking about children, thinking about having a child, maybe talking about having a child with somebody, with a man, talking about having more fun, an innocent connection, looking at the world through childlike eyes, feeling very blessed, like things are on point. This man seems to be present in your life, dark male, dark hair, dark eyes, not necessarily dark skin. I do feel he'll end up proposing, or he will be proposing early on, or letting you know that that's what his intentions are, is a proposal, is a family, is a home, children, that type of thing, or a family-focused person. Yeah, so it's saying to keep your eye on the prize, to be very focused, brunette female, to be very aware of what's going on. This past love could have a blonde female in their life, or somebody different to you, somebody kind of contrasting to you in some way. But you feel like there's some sort of push-pull with this twin flame link. You might not have met them yet. There could be a past love that's coming in. Like there could be a new love that is a past love. You know what I mean? You might meet somebody that you feel it, you know, and then you break up with them, and that's why they're a past love. So if you can't place this person, maybe they're coming in now, but they're not going to be there for very long, and then you're going to meet this new love. Yep. Somebody quite sporty. They might have a car, they like driving, going on road trips, that type of thing. I feel like this guy, he might drive a lot. He might drive for work quite a bit. I feel like he does make money. He could be in insurance sales or pharmaceuticals or something that requires driving to see clients, that type of thing. He could even be a doctor, somebody in the medical field, somebody who wears a business suit or some sort of scrubs or a uniform to work. So very interesting. Yep. Very interesting. It's looking like an interesting year. It's saying to be very discerning, very focused on what you want, focused on the target, focused on what you want and not what other people's agendas are, is the message with that. Hi, Pisces Moon. Thank you for the Venmo. Okay. All right, Mystique. I don't think you feel unsafe, do you? No. All right. Okay. What do you need to know? Pisces Moon. What do you need to know? Okay. Do you have a preference in a card deck? The tarot, the coffee cup, or the love oracle? I think it's good for you to have a plan, Mystique, and not just go with the wind. Yeah, have like a summer job. There are seasonal jobs, summer jobs. I even had a girlfriend of mine. She had a seasonal job working in fancy hotel, like in retail, fancy hotel, like over the Christmas season. She had another offer of a seasonal job in places like Aspen, Colorado. A lot of people go up there. You know, that sort of thing. So there are seasonal jobs. You just have to find them through the right ads, you know, or the right agencies or all of that. Coffee cup. Okay, Pisces Moon. Let's have a look. What do you need to know for in the coffee cup oracle? Pisces Moon. What do you need to know right now? What do you need to know in general? You've got a month to go, Mystique. 2 months, 1 month. 1 month to go to decide what you want to do. Put a time limit on it. 1 month. 4 weeks maximum. Coffee cup. Pisces Moon. What am I getting? I'm getting a message stuck between the crosshairs. Why am I getting like... What does that mean? Stuck between the crosshairs. Okay. There's a new key coming in, so you're going to get a new property with a new key, a new house, a new car, a new home, a new situation that's going to be beneficial. It's going to come through justice, legal documents, something that, I don't know, I'm just getting state of the art. Maybe you'll come into a good situation. I think you and your mother will come into a good situation, something different, something unusual, change, an unusual change, a change for the best, but something unusual. There is a period of transformation, nourishment, and self-nurturing, and coming out of your health issues. I feel like the health issues are going to pass. You will have a new love, a new project, a new desire, a new hope. Can be a new pet or a new baby. Yeah, be careful not to get pregnant. If you don't want to get pregnant, you've got pregnancy there. Loyalty and determination. There is a sense of camaraderie, of people helping in some way. There could be a very romantic person coming in, very sweet, romantic and loyal coming in. They could be born under the year of the dog, the year of the rabbit. They could also be under the sign of Libra. Not that you're looking for it, but it's something that could come up around this healing journey. I feel like you're going on a healing journey, and at the end you're going to have more luck with money, abundance, security. And your mother might really have some sort of lucky streak with a new housing situation. Yeah, you're going to rise above the ashes. It's like you're going to get, your survival skills are going to be fine-tuned. And however, you know, it's meant to work out for the landlord, it will work out. I mean, I think he'll get his karma one way or the other. So if you wanted to sue him because of karmic reasons, I feel like he's going to get his karma, whether you do anything or you don't. So, you know, the whole place could fall down or something like that. You know what I mean? So I would just say, yeah, just know that you're being kind of like protected in some way. Yeah, you got pregnancy and wealth and peacock there. So I would say there's new opportunities coming up around you. Yeah. Oh, she's selling her home in Honduras. Okay. Excellent. Okay. Is that going to work out? All right. Is it a good time to sell? Okay. Is it possible to rent it out, or is it not worth it? You know, you could get some expat or American that wants to go and live there. They might, oh, it's not worth it. Okay. It's better to sell it then. Is it near the beach? There's a lot of expats that are moving around, like a lot of people who want to live. Oh, it's not a tourist area. Oh, okay. That can be an issue, yeah. Unless you sell it and buy something else. So it's near the beach, but it's not a tourist area. I suppose there's a lot of beach there, isn't there? Unless you buy something in the tourist area that's good to rent out. Yeah. All right, everybody. Yeah, if it's a headache because it's so far away, it might be worth selling. Okay. Any last calls, anybody? I'll do one last call, then we'll close after 30 seconds. Thanks for joining, everybody. Truly appreciate it. The locals don't pay rent. Oh, God. Yeah. Okay, Mystique, go ahead. Hi, Lorraine. Thanks for the 10. How does Himashu feel about you? Himashu. Got a lot of unusual names here, Lorraine. Himanshu. Oh. Himanshu. What's Himanshu up to? What is he feeling? Himanshu. Okay, let's have a look at him. Exotic people. Limited potential. He might have a new love, or he's dating somebody new. He could be feeling like whatever you had limited potential. It wasn't going to go the distance. Yeah, I kind of feel like his energy is very wishy-washy. It's kind of all over the place. Kind of feeling like he's not that serious about anyone, actually. Yeah, I think he just wants to date and have a nice time. I think he's kind of set in his ways. That's what I feel. What does Spirit need to know? Oh. Thanks, Michi, for everything. Thank you, everybody. Misty. Misty, what does Spirit need you to know? Do you have anyone in Spirit you want to contact? Maybe we should do a lucky charm and get some initials. Spirit. Oh, got quite a lot of charms here. New moon energy, love, eagle. You've got a lot of connection here with feathers. So feathers could be a sign for you that you know that Spirit is with you. Okay, I've got W, I've got Wyoming, Wendy, V, Vermont, Veronica, yeah, saying to meditate on it, to get grounded. You're going to go through a transformation. By the next new moon, something's going to shift. You've got 4 weeks. I'm giving you 4 weeks. You're going to make a decision in 4 weeks. I've got Nevada still. You're still thinking about Nevada. I've got Washington, Washington State, Washington, D.C. as well. I've got Texas. Got an X for Texas. Vixen. Vixen. You could actually do quite well in a town like in Massachusetts where they have the witches, like in Salem. That's a really cute place. You need a community, you know. You need a community. You need to be somewhere where people go, you know, to do readings, to do this, to do that, to visit. Vixen. Why am I getting Vixen? N-E-X. Next. Tennessee. You've never heard of that? Vixen kind of means like a sexy thing. I mean, if you just putting it out there, if you went into a white community, for example, like Salem in Massachusetts, you could be very popular because you're going to be different. You know, there's a lot of witches in Louisiana. You might decide to go somewhere completely different. Texas is still there. Bet, B-E-T. See, there you go, Mystique, there you go. Vixen video on Bet. You've never heard anything about Massachusetts? Salem, S-A-L-E-M. Have a look at Salem, it's amazing. I've been up there myself. Really, really nice. Really fun place. Lots of tarot shops, witches, lots of things going on. Ah, oh, they play a lot of videos. Okay, interesting. All right, everybody, lots of love and blessings moving forward. The crow's giving me the okay. Okay, we're ready to roll. All right, everybody, lots of love and blessings moving forward. I hope everything's going well. I should be back in 2 days. So Sunday night US, Monday the rest of the world. Oh, okay. BET. All right. Yeah, I'll be back then, and hope to see you all then. Yeah, hope to see you all then for another live. Lots of love and blessings, everybody. Take care, and I'll see you then. Ciao, ciao.